Hello, good morning, good afternoon. Dear students, my name is Aditi Singh Chauhan and I would like to give some introduction about myself. I have 2 years of teaching experience. I have taught in colleges to engineering students. I have taught management subjects like professional communication, entrepreneurship development, industrial psychology, and I have taught in schools also. I have taught from class 2nd to class 5th English. I have completed my B.Ed also last year. But with my teaching, besides of that, I have also 4 years of work experience. I started my career working in a BPO as a collections executive, and then got shifted from there and got a job in a bank, Royal Bank of Scotland. After that, I just had this thought that, I want to change my career from industry to the teaching line because of my passion to learn new things and teach. Because today, whatever we are, it is because of our parents and teachers. And our teachers were the people who guided us the right direction to achieve success in our life. And that's why I feel motivated today also to learn new things with my experiences, with my skills, and enhance my knowledge and skills and share it with my students. For every parent, their child is an apple of their eye. And for every teacher, her student is also an apple of their eye. And they want them to achieve success. And they want them to move ahead in their career. So today, I'm going to discuss one of the management topic of business communication, that is non-verbal communication. And I'm going to share some slides and will try my level best to make you understand in the most convenient manner. What exactly we mean by communication? Communication is just a way of sharing information, facts, ideas, and thoughts. So it is just a way of transmitting messages from one person to another. Okay, it can be of various forms. It can be verbal, it can be non-verbal, it can be spoken and written, and it can be listened. But today I'm just going to focus on just one part, that is a non-verbal communication. So let us start. Now in this slide, we will understand the meaning of verbal communication, the components of non-verbal communication, the characteristics of non-verbal communication. Let us understand what do we mean by non-verbal communication. Communication without words, a process by which an individual stimulates the meaning in the mind of another person through intentional and unintentional messages, which is the use of the body and voice. So that is a non-verbal communication. Let us understand. There are many types of non-verbal communication. The first one is the kinesis, which is also called as the body language. Second one is the haptics, which is considered as touch. Third one is the proxemics, which is considered as the space distancing. Fourth one is the paralanguage, which is also called as vocalics. Fifth one is the sign language, which is audio and visual. And the sixth one is the chronomics. So let us start, dear students. Let us understand with the first one, paralanguage. What is paralanguage, dear students? It is a non-verbal aspect of communication and is used to express certain emotions, such as we are using the hand gestures, eye contact, like I'm communicating with you, so there I'm using my hand gestures, my eye contact is there on the screen, I'm touching, and many other things. So it is just a way of communicating, all right? So the study of the paralanguage, also known as paralinguistics, it has opened up the avenues to understand the aspects of the cultures that some may have not understood in the past. All right, dear students? Now let us understand some components of paralanguage. Paralanguage affects the following non-verbal components of speech. It is the rhythm, the pitch, the stress, the information, the rate, and the volume. Let us understand each. What exactly we mean by rhythm? Rhythm refers to the pattern of the voice, whether it is regular or it is irregular. So what kind of pattern of voice that we're using, that is the rhythm. Okay, like normally when singers they sing, we say that they're singing in one rhythm, all right, in one continuous process. Now what is the voice pitch? It is often associated with our emotions. For example, if there is a low pitch, it means it commands the attention and respect. When we talk to our elders, especially, we talk very politely in a low pitch. We don't shout and yell at them, correct? As it is indicated that the speaker is in the control of the situation. Now, what is stress? Stress also plays an important role in non-verbal communication. Individuals who are stressed, they tend to misread people more easily and may send out the verbal signals that might confuse others. You know, they are not able to present themselves properly. Their vocabulary will be weak. Their pronunciation would be weak. Grammatically, they won't be able to speak correctly. So because of the stress, so it's a kind of a non-verbal communication. An individual may also non-verbally convey a particular emotion, and others find it off, report a sense of a judgment or any kind of an aggression. I hope you are able to understand, dear students. Information. What is information? Non-verbal communication is the transfer of information through the use of body language, including the eye contact, the facial expressions, like I'm teaching right now, and you can see my facial expressions. That's the best example. Gestures. Sometimes, you know, when we are happy, we smile. That's a gesture. If we are angry, one of our eyebrows and might go up like upwards like this, or our eyes might come forward. All right. So when you're angry, when you're sad, your emotions will suddenly come on your face. Your eyes will be like this, and you might not like to have an eye contact with the others. Okay. So like as I mentioned, smiling when you meet someone conveys friendliness. When you meet your friends, you smile with them, and that is a gesture. Acceptance and openness. And everyone uses nonverbal communication in all the areas, whether they know it or not. All right. Now rate. What is rate? On an average, it has been found that people speak at the rate of around 150 words. Just imagine, 150 words is not that much, but still, it means a lot. Volume. Now, what is volume? Now, you are able to hear whatever I'm communicating because my rate and volume is in a proper way, so that those who are listening, they are able to understand. All right, dear students. The volume of speech is an important parameter that determines the effectiveness of the communication. Okay, I hope you're able to understand, dear students. Let us understand with an activity. Mr. John's personal secretary, Maria Anderson, who usually speaks in a low and even tone, starts talking louder and faster. So she's speaking loud and she's speaking too fast. So what is communicated by her expression? Here, as she starts talking louder, that means her volume is increased. Yes. And it happens when a person wants to attract the attention. Normally you see children, they start shouting, they want to grab the attention of the parents. Or in the class, the children will shout when teacher is not paying attention. And suddenly when she will look at them, they will be silent. Okay. Also, fast speech or rate of speech causes boredom or makes the people believe the speaker is not quite sure what is next. Okay, so let us understand in the next slide. Okay, kinesis is one of my favorite. Kinesis communication is what kind of communication? When communicating non-verbally by body movement. I really want that job, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Brown says. Okay, I'm guilty. I'm sorry. So they are facial expressions, but with some body movements. So when we are communicating using our body movements, it is called as kinesis. Let us understand what kind of posture, the way we sit. If we sit straight and upright, it's a good posture. But if you're sitting in a clumsy way, that shows that we are not confident. Okay? Gestures again, what kind of facial expressions, gestures we're using, it expresses a lot. Facial expressions, as I've said. So touch, space, voice, posture, gestures, eye contacts, facial expressions, and pay attention to our consciousness. These all are the part of the body language in communication. I hope you are able to understand, dear students. Haptics. It is derived from a Greek word, haptikos, meaning able to come into contact with. Haptics equal to touch, equal to connection. So what is touch? Touch is at the core of personal experience. Of the five senses, touch is the most proficient and only one capable of stimulus, input and output. I hope you are able to understand, dear students. Okay, proxemics is also one of my favorite topic. Now we have to maintain some personal space zone when we interact with people. That is a part of proxemics. Public zone and beyond, social zone, personal zone, and immediate zone. All right. So as it is shown in the screen, that personal zone, all right, it has to be the distancing should be around 12 inches and beyond. For social zone, it should be between 4 to 12. And for personal zone, it should be between 18 to 4. And for immediate zone, say when we're talking about skin touch or body touch, it has to be around 18. So I hope is it clear? All right, now sign language is also a kind of a non-verbal communications. People who are not able to speak or hear, they normally use this language. Even sometimes we use for very small kids also. A sign is a gesture or a movement that conveys a concept. Each sign is made with a specific hand configuration of or hand shape placed at various locations on or near the signer's body. If the hand shape, movement, or location changes, the meaning of sign also changes. I hope you are able to understand, dear students. Chronomics. Chronomics is the study of the use of time in non-verbal communication. The way we perceive time, structure our time, and react to time is a powerful communication tool and helps to set the stage of communication. Time perception includes punctuality. We say we are punctual, we have to be punctual. So in student life, the teachers, they always tell us, be punctual, be on time to the school. When we go to our place of work, we have to be punctual. So punctuality is also one of it. Non-verbal communication, willingness to wait, how much patient you are, how much you can wait, the speed of speech, how long people are willing to listen to you, the timing of frequency of an action, as well as the tempo and rhythm of communication within an interaction contributes to the interpretation of non-verbal messages. So let us just summarize that non-verbal messages, they communicate emotions and substitute, contradict, and regulate verbal messages. The study of paralanguage emphasizes the way of people say what they said. Kinesis, it is the study of the communication through the body movements and facial expressions. Proxemics, it is a study of how people use the physical space around them and its interpretation. And at last, a good communicator is one whose non-verbal cues authenticate and reinforce his or her words. I hope this video was informative for all of the students. Thank you and have a nice day.